up on NABJ TV, an inside look into the coverage on the Boston Marathon bombing and how our very own media colleagues cope with covering such traumatic events.
Plus, we'll tell you the top 5 things to do while you're here in the hub, and these experiences come with a cultural twist.
Onto some tourism sites may be a little tough if you don't know what you're doing. I'll give you some advice on how to get started and what makes Boston's subway system so special.
Hi, I'm Rashad Hardnett.
And I'm Alexis Rogers. Thank you for joining us on NABJ TV. As hundreds of journalists arrive in the home of NABJ's 39th annual convention and job fair, we are remembering the dozens of media professionals who covered one of the most traumatic events in our nation's history, the Boston Marathon bombing. More than a year later, Boston journalists are still haunted by real-life nightmares they experienced. Some of them shared their experience with NABJ TV's Logan Wilson.
Journalists frequently bear witness to human suffering, whether covering mass disasters or individual atrocities. Researchers in the field are only just beginning to examine the toll this line of work may have on the health of a journalist. On April 15, 2013, a homemade bomb turned Boston's Patriots Day into a massive disaster. While most runners and fans were sprinting to safety, local journalists were running toward the scene.
It's an instinctual reaction. I've been doing this for 20 years, so you've seen a lot of stuff. I've never seen anything like that day, but I just went towards it, started taking pictures.
Reporting on traumatic events comes with its challenges. Former Boston Globe reporter Wesley Lowry says it was his instinct that got him through the week.
It's tough, but I think in some ways in that kind of scenario, in the ultimate breaking news scenario, your instincts come to play. So obviously you have your human instincts and you have your journalistic instincts as well.
Other journalists, like WBZ anchor Lisa Hughes, went into rescue mode before starting the grim task of covering the chaos.
I just remember being so grateful to be able to help him and to be able to troubleshoot a little bit and to have somebody ground me.
Every day, reporters cover traumatic events like the marathon bombings right here in Boston. These traumatic events have taken a big toll on journalists everywhere.
You can expose somebody to videos, you can expose somebody to literature, but it's completely different. It's completely different when you're there.
I would say that the grief counselor gave me great advice. You know, in those moments when I would start to think too much about it, he would say, get up, distract yourself, get up and walk around. Take yourself out of that space for a minute.
While counseling is helpful for reporters after a traumatic event, some journalists believe that training should happen before something happens.
I mean, frankly, we probably should all be doing crisis drills of some kind. You know, not to be worst case scenario minded, but hey, stuff happens.
For more information on covering trauma, you can check out Columbia University's Dart Center for Journalism and Trauma.
And as all the journalists arrived in Beantown, they were greeted with media legends like Carol Simpson and WBZ's Paul Burton at the opening reception. Now, each year, this marquee event kicks off the convention with food and music, fellowship and fun. This year, with the help of the Boston Globe and the Greater Boston Convention Visitor Bureau, thousands of convention goers and guests filled Ballroom A in the Heinz Center to officially begin this year's convention. Now, Friday's the last day to vote on the proposed changes to the NABJ Constitution. The last time it was amended was in August 2011.
But this is the first time in its 40-year history major revisions have been proposed. Some of those changes include allowing the president a second term, reducing the number of regional directors from 6 to 4, and adding a position for vice president of digital. The full proposed constitution is going on NABJ.org.
NABJ is on a quest to make its convention booklet a little more user-friendly.
This starts with an improved app NABJ launched this year. Now, not only will attendees have updated guides in the palms of their hands, they also will be able to link the content with their calendars and other social media platforms. Convention Chair Charles Robinson says after last year's convention, NABJ conducted a survey. The results helped NABJ create the new app.
We wanted it to be cutting edge because, you know, our people are the purveyors of new technology. We tell you how it works and why it works. And that's part of what NABJ is all about. So this year, I'm advising everyone, if you want to know where to go and how to get there, that's where you need to go, to the NABJ app.
Robinson says the new app is in line with the way people use their smartphones. He also says NABJ will continue meeting people halfway by printing hard copies as well. We have more features on nabjmonitor.org.
Boston is one of the most historic cities in the U.S. The city boasts dozens of tourist attractions. NABJ TV's Patricia Nicholas takes us on a tour.
Fenway Park is home of the Red Sox and also an iconic attraction. Some fans travel miles to see this baseball shrine, and others cross oceans.
I'm from France, and basically I just came to Fenway Park because it's one of the main landmarks in Boston.
Fans who want to catch a game should know the team's at home playing while NABJ is in town. But for those who aren't sports fans, here's a historic hit for you. The African American History Museum houses the first African Baptist church in the U.S. Also, the Abel Smith School is the first public school for African American children. For a small admission fee, you can tour both buildings. Noah Koan and her family are visiting from Israel.
We're tourists and we're doing the Freedom Trail.
They are walking the Freedom Trail, a 2.5-mile route that goes through 16 historical sites, including King's Chapel and Granary Burial Ground, where Paul Revere is buried. The best part about it, and also a plus for families, this attraction is free.
I will be walking the whole tour today.
One thing you should make sure you do is attend the offered workshops and seminars, all a part of this year's conference. Patricia Nicholas, NABJ TV.
Now, another hidden gem is the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Archives at Boston University. NABJ members can visit throughout the week for free. For an interactive map of more cultural sites, go to nabjmonitor.org.
If you're not familiar with getting around Boston, it could really be a challenge. But NABJ's Rhonda Ellegard has the inside track on navigating Beantown.
Hey guys, thanks for the intro, Alexis. With many media professionals arriving in the city, people are wondering the most cost-efficient and smooth way to travel. I went out to find out more about the best way to get around the city. Welcome to Boston. Students got here first, some now working on the coverage of this convention.
Getting my business cards, my resumes, everything printed out, making sure that I was in contact with my editors, making sure that I was in contact with people here.
A city this size has so many transportation options. Some journalists who took cabs from the airport experienced sticker shock.
It wasn't difficult hailing a cab, it was difficult swallowing the price. It was pretty expensive to get here.
Most Americans learn basic history about Boston in school, but did you know this city is the home of the nation's first subway system? The first ever train left from this very station in 1897. Bostonians say the NBTA is the most efficient way to travel.
It's always on time, and yes, the prices are going up, but it's the lowest prices in the nation, so I can't complain about that.
They have good maps. You can take 3 different trains and go right down to wherever you want to go, Boston or the airport or whatever. What more do you need?
Those who took the subway, also known as the T, said it was not only more efficient, it was much cheaper.
They told me a cab ride was $30, so I found another way for free. So I took the subway.
And here's a money-saving tip for your next visit here. From Logan Airport, opt for the MBTA Silver Line down to the South Station. You can then hop on the Red Line and ride downtown without spending a dime. Crazy, right? That leaves you more money to spend during your stay.
Thank you, Rhonda. Now, I heard that the weather may not be in our favor.
You know what? That's so sad because I was really just getting used to the sunlight.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, let's go to our weathercaster, Patricia, and find out what's going to be happening from here.
You're absolutely right, Rashad, Alexis. While we've had some slight reprieve from the rain, oh gosh, Patricia, Alexis, you're absolutely right. While we've had some slight reprieve from the rain, it looks like the showers are back this week today, and this will follow on until the weekend. Now, as you can see, the showers are coming in from the north, sweeping into Boston, and they'll hit between noon and mid-afternoon. But as the Can I start again? Okay. And they'll hit Boston between noon and early afternoon. But as the day progresses, they'll head out to sea, making way for beautiful morning, with sunrise expected around 5:36 a.m. At midday, we expect the temperature to top at 78 degrees, but cloud buildup will lead to scattered showers early evening. And these storms will be in the north and west of the city. So while you can, I suggest you best take advantage of the wonderful beach weather. Bathers, you can expect water temperature of about 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Moving on to the weekend, you'll see that there's an area of low pressure which will be bringing us more soggy, unpredictable weather. More soggy, unpredictable weather. And this will no doubt put a damper on the big pan mass challenge over the weekend. Saturday's temperature is expected to top at 74 degrees, and on Sunday, while it might be slightly warmer, there's still a chance of rain. And in fact, this rain continues all the way until Wednesday, when clouds start to retreat. Back to you, Alexis and Rashad.
Thank you, Pernisha. From the printing press to pixel count, technology is always changing in our business. Alex Benford shows us why journalists need to stay on top of the latest developments.
A device smaller than a notebook.
It's all changing.
Causing a huge debate.
Hang on just a second. You don't use it as a replacement for your DSLR camera. And all I'm telling you is that I agree with you wholeheartedly. The ship has sailed. Yeah.
As technology grows, so does the question on where it's headed in journalism. It's not just writing, reporting, shooting, and editing. Social media platforms, apps, and software are shifting the way journalists do their jobs today.
So social media will be more and more important. We can learn just using any piece of technology we have in our hands right now. Students will be able simply to use what they have in their pockets to learn from all the time.
And it's not just the younger generation. A device as simple as a smartphone, something that everyone uses today, and for journalists, allows us to report, edit, write, and connect with thousands around the country, all in the palm of your hand.
In addition, more and more people aren't waiting for the 5 o'clock news. A recent Pew Search study shows 63% of adults watch news and video online. And while it appears technology is here to stay, many veteran journalists remind us that when it comes to good journalism, you can't forget the basics.
I think technology is very important, and I love all the gadgets and all the things that come along with technology.
Smaller, smaller, smaller. We have to understand that while they get smaller, you still got to tell a story with it, beginning, middle, and end.
Basic journalism, delivered by constantly evolving technology. Alexandria Benford, NABJ TV.
Let us know what you think is next for technology and journalism. Tweet at us at #NABJSP14.
Now, still ahead on NABJ TV, he served as 1 year as president, and he's already tackled some of the organization's toughest obstacles. A look at the legacy that Bob Butler is already leaving with nearly 365 days under his belt.
And the city of Boston hosts its first gun buyback program in 8 years. What this means for the African American community and why some say it's important. All that and more after the break.
We need it more now than ever, just because everything is kind of going around in a circle. I think in terms of where we are in the industry, we're digressing. So a group like this is more important today than I think it was then, maybe even more so, just because of how the media landscape is changing, where we fit into that. We need a group like NABJ to help the people who are in the business now and those who are coming up.
Your future is here. The most diverse, cutting-edge cable news network on the planet. In front of the camera or behind the scenes, we've got interesting opportunities in every department. At Fox News, teamwork and hard work go hand in hand. Behind the camera, in the studio, stage managing, directing, working in the control rooms, there's something exciting around every corner. Your future is here.
To the champions, the underdogs, the everyday heroes. To the runners, the rowers, those who ride to save lives. To the innovators, the educators, the role models, and our kids. At WBZ TV, we celebrate you because commitment to community isn't just reporting what's happening, it's supporting those who make our community great. We're WBZ Channel 4, the news team you know you can trust.
A significant drop in shootings here in Boston. Police say they've investigated 50 fewer shots fired cases this year. NABJ TV's Rochelle Aline shows us some people believe it's because of a revived gun buyback program.
20 pistols, some seized, some surrendered, all part of the Boston police plan to get guns off of city streets.
We look at every gun as one less gun.
Nearly 100 shootings so far this year, say police. Most of those shots fired in neighborhoods that many black and brown people call home.
It's a major issue in this area. In Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan on the South End, most of the crimes committed or perpetrated by young black men who have no jobs and nothing else to do.
The police hope a gun buyback program now underway will make a difference. Boston leaders are bringing the program back 8 years after the last one.
The mayor and the commissioner have made it a priority of theirs to reduce gun violence, and I think we're seeing that. We're seeing that this year with 50 less shootings.
Gun owners are offered $200 if they'll leave those weapons at designated drop-off locations with no questions asked. This neighborhood police station is just one of the places you can come to return your guns through the buyback program. To date, they've collected nearly 400 guns, and some Bostonians appreciate that.
I'm all for it. Keep buying the guns back.
I guess it's a good thing. I mean, always less violence is a good thing.
The program is good, but we need something more than a gun buyback program.
Officers tell us they understand.
Although it's not a cure-all, it's just one strategy that we use to get guns off the street.
Plans call for the Peace for a Peace program to last for the rest of the summer. Rochelle Aline, NABJ TV.
Anyone who wants to safely dispose of a gun in Boston can start the process by logging on to bpdnews.com and then clicking on Boston Gun Buyback.
More than 100 Boston passengers are back home after being stuck at sea this week. The boat's propellers got stuck while out whale watching, forcing them to stay on the vessel overnight for hours. The 157 passengers and 6 crew members couldn't be rescued immediately because of the rough seas. But Boston Harbor Cruises have compensated the passengers with a $600 gift certificate and a refund.
1 year down and one more to go. NABJ President Bob Butler has had to manage numerous financial obstacles in his first year. NABJ TV reporter Daniel Dumas gives us a look at the challenges during the president's first term.
As a leader, Bob Butler is constantly moving, and so is time. During the years since the Boston natives' election as NABJ president, Butler led the organization as it faced financial woes and partnership disputes.
When we first started this process I think it was in March, we were at about $300,000. Today I just got the latest figures. We're at like $998,000 in convention fundraising. We've made up $500,000 in a couple of months.
Butler says miscommunication influenced his administration's late fundraising efforts.
Right now we have situations where members of the organization are going out talking to our corporate partners, but they make all kinds of promises that NABJ has to keep. We have to get our fundraising under control so that we speak with one NABJ and one voice.
Before his election as NABJ president, Butler spent most of his time here, overseeing the conference's student project, providing guidance, advice, and equipment. But Cindy George, NABJ parliamentarian and chair of the organization's Media Institute, says there's more work needed during Butler's tenure.
Our members are crying out for training. What we're hoping in the next year, and what I believe will happen, is that many of the programs that we have been talking about over the last few years will happen.
Keith Reed crunches the numbers for the NABJ as treasurer. On Tuesday, Reed told NABJ board members what's needed if it wants to reach profitability.
We can do it again, but we just got to make sure that we're being very, very disciplined on the expense side and very, very aggressive on the revenue side.
Reporting for NABJ TV, I'm Daniel Dumas.
Butler says he hopes to increase NABJ training events during the remainder of his term. For more info on Bob Butler's legacy, visit nabjmonitor.org. And Bob Butler helped develop the handy list for young journalists.
Each year, NABJ draws hundreds of companies looking to hire young journalists. NABJ TV selected the top 4 tips before you head out the door to Wednesday's career fair.
Number 1, bring business cards and plenty of resumes, and be sure to include communication experience and links to your social media page.
Number 2, research the listing of companies that will be attending. Third one, prepare yourself for a current event quiz and review the latest headlines. And lastly, remember to dress for success in professional attires. First impressions are lasting impressions. For a complete list of tips, you can log on to nabjmonitor.com.
Now, there is a lot going on with the Red Sox lately.
Tell me about it. I'm wondering whether John Lester's going to stay or if he's going to leave.
I feel like it's so up in the air.
I don't even know. Let's go to our sports anchor, Daniel, tell us more.
I mean, that's right, Rashad. I mean, the sports thought of the day, when and where will the Sox deal John Lester? We'll have that more on the latest coming up.
And also coming up, talk like a Bostonian. We'll bring you up to speed with this city's slang and the latest hip terminology.
It serves as a good refresher for a lot of journalists to just, take a break from what they're doing, the grind of working, come out, kind of retool themselves, pick up some new skills from the workshops that are offered, and also it serves as an opportunity to look for better opportunities, better jobs. And I think that it's been beneficial for me. I've gotten a lot of my job opportunities through coming to the NABJ conference.
What Lily and the partners are doing is really looking at how we can improve patient outcomes by increasing patient compliance. We are able to research what is being implemented at community level, and that gives us the data to influence policies that ultimately benefit the people that are living with MDR-TB in South Africa.
For nearly 40 years,
the National Association of Black Journalists has helped bring equality to our industry,
providing professional development for journalists all across the country.
WBZ proudly supports the NABJ and its mission.
Weather on the go. The new CBS Boston weather app. Get your hourly, daily, and extended 10-day forecast. Receive severe weather warnings, explore interactive maps, and share pictures with our weather team. Download the new CBS Boston weather app now.
The John Lester trade watch continues. In fact, the John Lackey-Andrew watch also continues as the Sox have many players other teams could use down the stretch. The big story remains Lester and when he will be dealt. Could be tonight, or it could be right up until the 4 p.m. trade deadline tomorrow, or the remote possibility. He could stay right here in Boston. Needless to say, it's been a trying time for Lester, his teammates, and his manager. We asked John Farrell just how tough this has been on him.
I'm probably more frustrated on the last 8 days and not the trading deadline by any means. We came out of the All-Star break with some momentum. That continued through the first 4 games of this, as we resume play, and it's stalled. And I think that's probably that's been where my focus and frustration might originate from.
One trade that is done, lefty Felix Doubront has been sent to the Chicago Cubs in exchange for a player to be named later. The 26-year-old spent his first 4+ big league seasons in a Sox uniform, winning 11 games last season as a member of the World Series champions.
He has performed well for us over a period of time, and it can't be understated the importance of his relief appearances last year in the World Series. Those were 2 pivotal outings by him, and he did a great job.
Day 6 of the Patriots training camp, and already the players are getting tired of seeing one another. As LeVon Reed puts it, the defense is trying to build a calling card, and that involves some spirited play.
More of a physical practice today, Patriots training camp. There was a little dust-up between Brandon Browner and Kimbrel Tompkins during the blind period. Afterwards, both players said all was good.
Just my style of play, to be as aggressive as possible, but not try to get penalties in the process.
Going out there trying to be competitive and, trying to get open, and he's doing his job, we're trying to do our job, and, we're just competing out there.
But this is the tone the defense is trying to set. Being physical starts here.
Try to win more one-on-ones. Try to go harder in team rushes. Trying to get to the quarterback more often. And I feel like if you do it in practice, it'll come a lot more in games.
And doing it in practice will benefit both sides.
Throughout camp, you do that, you get to see some good matchups, and you see guys go out there and, maybe one guy wins 1 rep and the other guy wins. So I think that's always good because it makes you better.
The hands game is something the Patriots defense have been using, especially the defensive backs. The difference is there are some new rules out, so the players are saying that they can't wait till the referees get here to practice so they can get some clarification on how they can kind of push and shove the wide receivers. At Patriots training camp, I'm Levin Reed WBZ Sports.
The defense may be the focus for the Patriots, but everyone around Boston is focused on John Lester and what the Sox are going to do with him right now, though.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
I mean, it's Boston. Lots of sports, lots of news. Always exciting.
Gotta love it.
All we can do is wait.
I know, right? Now, okay, I have a challenge for you. Say, park your car in Harvard Yard.
Park your car in Harvard Yard.
Okay. Now, say it like a true Bostonian.
Okay. Park your car in Harvard Yard.
Okay, one thing for sure, Boston natives are known for their distinctive language. I caught up with a few Boston natives to get a taste of authentic slang.
The fact that I don't really have experience in the field, I think it's really a great resource for me to get to meet people and just get a sense of what the journalism field really is about.
Your future is here. The most diverse, cutting-edge cable news network on the planet. In front of the camera or behind the scenes, we've got interesting opportunities in every department. At Fox News, teamwork and hard work go hand in hand. Behind the camera, in the studio, stage managing, directing, working in the control rooms, there's something exciting around every corner. Your future is here.
Hi, this is Lauren Lemanchek.
Joe Shortsley with Channel 4.
How big
a problem is this?
If this is true, something definitely doesn't add up.
She won't go on camera with them. There's just not enough evidence.
We're going to have to do some surveillance.
We haven't even scratched the surface of this. We have some questions that we have to ask you. They say that they lost over $1 million. Where is that money?
Tonight, an I-Team exclusive.
Well, now that you know how to say park your car in Harvard Yard, just like a Bostonian, you want to try it one more time?
Park your car in Harvard Yard.
See, look at that. Only been in Boston for a couple days and you already got it down.
Like I sound
well,
so angry.
I know, you know, it's okay. But I did catch up with some Bostonians and they let me know a little bit about the authentic dialect that they have. Take a look.
Wicked is a key word, apparently.
Wicked. Wicked's a big Boston thing. Everyone says wicked.
Wicked. Your classic Wicked. We were the first people in this country. Plymouth Rock, don't forget it. South Boston's a little different story, a little different accent over there. North End, totally different. But for the most part, we just don't pronounce ours.
Instead of saying Harvard, it's Harvard. You know, so it's the A's sound a little different and the R's are a little different.
I would say you need to work on your A's and not your R's, because you ain't gonna use them.
Maybe the kids, my kids, they do, you know, but a little bit, but I don't like it. If they do talk in the house, I say, hey, speak English.
Bubbler. It's another one, rather than water fountain.
You don't know what car keys is? Nobody knows what car keys is? Car keys.
Come on, go down to the yard.
Let me see. My name is Elian, so what's your last name? So how you doing? So what you gonna do tomorrow?
That car's wicked far away.
If you want more wicked Boston dialect, check out nabjmonitor.org.
Listen, I'm not from out here, so to hear all of this slang and all this Boston dialect, this is new for me.
It's exciting. What about you? You know, do you want to try the phrase?
I can give it a shot, but I'm not sure how well I'll do.
I don't know, a little bit of South African dialect with, you know, Boston. Well, give it a try. This is an exclusive, by the way. Go ahead.
Park your car in Harvard Yard.
There we go. See, look at that. She had it better than you.
You got to be more confident with it, though. Bostonians got that confidence. Pocket.
Yeah, I'll try one on behalf of the Boston Red Sox fan base.
Okay.
Park John Lester right here. Don't let him leave her.
Oh, wow. Already putting it up.
Go ahead and put it out there.
Oh
man.
My goodness.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your visit to Boston for the 39th Annual National Association of Black Journalists Convention.
What Lily and the partners are doing is really looking at how we can improve patient outcomes by increasing patient compliance. We are able to research what is being implemented at community level, and that gives us the data to influence policies that ultimately benefit the people that are living with MDR-TB in South Africa.
Everyone at CBS is excited about Thursday nights this fall.
Show off.
Football starts here. Thursday Night Football comes to NFL Network and CBS.